Hello, Aries, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of June 15th through the 21st, and during that time, we'll have a waning gibbous moon, and that's a really good time for self-reflection, rebirth, really good time to make positive changes and think about how you're going to grow in the upcoming phase, get rid of bad habits and maybe some of that negative thinking. We then have a last quarter moon on the 19th. That's a really good time also for reflection, releasing what no longer serves us, getting ready for new beginnings, kind of letting go and taking responsibility for your past actions, for the things that have been in the last cycle. Kind of just taking an assessment there of what you'd like to improve coming up. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Aries. So, of course, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is hold your vision. All right, let's see what the Aries Collective has going on for this week. And Aries, I would like to say that since my readings are free to you, all that I ask in return is that you hit that subscribe button. And if you like the reading, also you can hit the like button. That just really helps my channel, kind of helps me with the algorithm. So it's super easy for you to do. I will give you just a moment to do that right now while I'm shuffling. Thank you so much. And if you've been a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and helping me build a community here. I really do appreciate that of you. All right. And my weekly reminder this week, Aries, is that you notice the world around you today when it comes to synchronicities. And this could be things like animals, repeating number patterns, number that you're seeing a lot, maybe songs, conversations that you might overhear. But watch for those synchronicities as the universe speaks to you. There's always little clues and breadcrumbs for you to follow, and that's just there to provide you clarity on your unique path. So please keep that in mind as you're moving through your week. All right, Aries, June 15th through the 21st. Hold your vision. All right, Aries, your overall energy. All right, Eight of Cups. So looks like, you're, when it comes to holding your vision, it looks like you have a vision of kind of moving forward, moving into the future with some support here, emotional support at your back. This could be the support of friends and family. This is sometimes, it's funny, I did some readings over the weekend and there was there's a lot of like in the 20-year-old age range, and this card came up a lot. It's like they're, thinking about their future a lot. And I was trying to explain to one of them that, as you go through life, especially in your 20s, you're doing this reassessment so much more often, and that kind of time frame expands as you get older, that those reassessments, as your life kind of gets moving and rolling. But for some of you, this could be, you could be in that youthful time where those cycles come very rapidly, that you're kind of just really evaluating and expanding and moving forward. But that's kind of your energy, is like you're kind of off seeking and moving forward, but with some emotional support at your back, which is always a great thing. What is your current situation is the Page of Cups. So could be that you've got something, kind of a new path here in the way of your emotions. This could be new friends. This could be a new, potential romantic partner that you're coming across. And this is also, I always say that our pages are our comedy, our little comedian of the group, here with this little fish in his cup. It could be that you're just in a light time of your life where you are feeling very light and jovial and just kind of open to things. You've got kind of an open heart and you're open to whatever life may send your way, which is a great attitude to have. At the root of your situation this week is the Four of Pentacles here. So the root of your situation is that you're feeling pretty stable. You're feeling stable in your, your worldly, this would be like your finances and your housing situation, everything, kind of your material world. Everything's pretty stable. And that's allowing you to have those thoughts of looking forward, and also to kind of have a sense of humor about things, that it's kind of light, which is very nice. What is just behind you in your past? Page of Wands. So this could be some new passion that you've been exploring. And it's just, you're having fun doing it, whatever it is. It could be that, for some of you, here we are in a new season. And I know for me, I've been very busy in the yard, planting things. We had a lot of rain, so I felt like I had 1 week here of just a lot of really good weather to do things that I normally would have been doing over, a few months time. And it was like, oh, it just felt good to be outside because it's been so rainy here. But and I really love that. So, think about things that happen in a new season. We're heading into summer. It could be that, you go to the pool more often in the summer and you're passionate about, swimming laps every day, you're passionate about spending time outside, maybe outdoor concerts, just things that happen when nicer weather is here. But it looks like, you're coming into this week with kind of that at your back, that there's something new that you've added to your routine that you really enjoy doing. So that's pretty awesome. What is on your mind this week is the Two of Cups. So this could be coming together with a friend. This could be just getting together for lunch. Maybe you are feeling light. And again, you've got a lot of cups here, a lot of just support at your back, lighthearted here with the sense of humor. And that could be a good time to get together with a friend and, maybe catch up with someone that you haven't seen for a while, go out, have lunch, or do one of those summer activities, where you can eat outside or go do something that's outside, Shakespeare in the park, that kind of thing. But get together with that friend that's kind of on your mind this week. What is just ahead of you is the Five of Pentacles here. So this is kind of, feeling like an outsider in the financial realm. So and if this happens to be that you do meet with this friend and maybe they're doing a little better financially, maybe they're making a little more money, maybe their housing situation is a little bit better. Don't compare. What do they say? Comparison is the thief of joy. Don't compare yourself to that person. We're all in different places for different reasons because we have things to learn. Once you conquer things, you move forward. So don't compare yourself to that friend to the point where it might make you feel like an outsider. It's kind of the message I'm getting on that one. All right. In your advice position here is the Four of Wands. So yeah, don't let someone make you feel like an outsider. Celebrate where you are. This is a card of celebration. This can sometimes be, kind of a wedding or a baby shower, new things that you're celebrating, things about your life. But don't feel like an outsider. Celebrate where you are right now. I mean, look, we came into this whole reading with just so much brightness and lightness, and all of a sudden, this five shows up. So if you have some issue with, comparing yourself to others, and Aries, you guys do have a tendency to be very, very competitive. Don't do that. Don't let that take your joy away. This is, in your advice is to really relish where you are and celebrate where you are. You're doing awesome. You're doing so great. Don't let your comparison take that away from you. What is beyond your control this week is the Three of Wands. So it looks like you are thinking about the future a little bit. And this could be new ventures. This could be travel. Maybe you're thinking about a vacation coming up or a trip that you're planning. You could be planning a trip with this friend. Or something through this week may prompt something that makes you think, I want to go do this trip. I want to do this travel situation coming up in the future, but it's on your mind and it's kind of beyond your control to be on your mind. And your secret desire or what you're trying to avoid. Okay, so Six of Cups. Look at all the cups and wands in this reading. It's pretty fascinating that this is kind of the card of reminiscing. Okay, so is it your secret desire to, and this can be the card of youthful, this could be an old friend that you're meeting with. Maybe it's not a new friend, it's someone that you're someone from your past, excuse me. Let me grab some water. Also, anytime I choke up during a reading like that, it makes me think that there's something here in this situation that you do need to speak up about. It's almost like my throat just closed right up when this card came out. And the position of this card is that your secret desire or you're trying to avoid, and this is kind of that reminiscent and maybe going back to your childhood, something in your past, something in your youth. This could be a person that's back there. And I really, really got choked up. So you're either, this is your big question of the week. Are you trying to avoid, either going there in your mind or going there with a person? Maybe it is someone that calls from your past and says, hey, I'm in town. Let's get together for lunch. Are you trying to avoid this person, or is it your secret desire to get with this person, to compare notes? Again, don't let yourself feel like an outsider because you're feeling competitive. If they're doing amazing, you know what? You'd love and thank your friend and thank them for, spending time with you and sharing who they are with you, because I guarantee you, if you feel like they're doing so much better than you in the material world with finances, we're all having our different struggles, right? So that friend who appears on the outside to be like they really have it together, with their money and that sort of thing, there's always something we're all working on. So be open to that with your friend. And if you go into it with that sort of knowledge that, maybe it won't make you have that comparison, that maybe there's an area of your life where you can be helpful to that person, if that makes sense to you. But this is your big question: is it your secret desire to kind of enjoy that time with that person this week? Or are you trying to avoid that person because of this, because they maybe make you feel like an outsider because of their possible success, or like kind of worldly success, right? In your outcome position is more celebrating. So and here we are with more cups. There are so many cups in this reading, and so many wands too. So whoever, if this is a person coming in for you, again, I'm looking at this too. So I try to straighten these cards up. If this is a person coming in from your past, and look how many times in this reading we see two people, in not only in the Two of Cups, we see two people here, we see two people here, and now here we've got, three people, two people here. A lot of coming together with you and this other person. I really do think that it's someone from your past, but your outcome is that in the end, I think you're going to let whatever bygones be bygones, whatever competitive nature that you may have, kind of let that slip away and go ahead and just enjoy each other's company and celebrate each other, which is beautiful. And I do recommend that you do that. Don't be so competitive, Aries. You're where you are for a reason. That person is where they are for a reason also. All right, let's get a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final message for Aries, June 15th through the 21st. Grab a couple of these. Embrace your power. Good job. Yeah, you're holding on to, there are ways in your life in which you are doing better than this person that's making you feel kind of just worldly inferior when it comes to finances and like the material things. There's some way that you're powerful, and like I said, in which that person maybe needs something from you. There's something, this could be your, this could be your confidence, this could be your success in other areas of your life. Maybe you have a really strong relationship and that's something they're not able to do. That's something they may need kind of your counsel or advice on. So embrace the things that you are really, really good at. Also begin to explore. And this could have to do with this travel card down here. There might be something, again, that comes up for you this week that prompts a travel. And it could be maybe this friend comes in from out of town and it prompts you to think, you want to go to their town and visit them. So that's nice. Repay the visit, get together with them, celebrate. And maybe you're rekindling like a childhood friendship that's going to bring you, both of you, something valuable, something, maybe you haven't spent time together in your recent past, but this kind of new resurgence of getting together, visiting each other more often, and maybe you both have things to learn and offer for each other. So Aries, I hope this reading helps you with your week. I hope there's something in here that you can take away and use. um, Let me know in the comments if you have something like this going on. Did you get together this week, with an old friend? Are you kind of comparing notes and doing doing that sort of thing? So anyway, I'd be very curious to know. Again, hold your vision. That's your vision of life. The way you do things is the way you do things, and hold on to that, because it looks like you're doing very, very well. So also, again, I do appreciate that you're here with me today, and I hope there is something that you can take away. I do post weekly readings, so feel free to come back next week, and we'll see if this message continues, or we'll kind of see what the aftermath of this. Maybe this friend comes into town for a bit and leaves, and come back, and we'll see if there's an aftermath or something. Something that it drives you to do. Maybe, like I said, this travel, but it could be some other things too. So anyway, just wanted to say that again. If you like my reading style, please like and subscribe. It really does help my channel, and I really do appreciate that. So thanks again, Aries, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.